Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Krystal the Gypsy, and I love to travel and I love to smoke. So just know that this is a 420 safe space and we're gonna smoke. I travel wherever the wind blows me and the smoke takes me, so let's just say things will probably get a little interesting from time to time. If traveling, seeing new places, and smoking weed interests you, then hit that subscribe button because I'm here for you weekly, sometimes more, and it's completely free. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Tell your friends. Now get those joints up, blunts out, and let's go have a good time. Now we've made it to Tampa. And I loved this event last year. I think Tampa Bay has a lot of potential. And from last year, this event has definitely gotten more and more popular. This was only the second night that it had been open, and it kind of went a little foobar. So we got there and it was raining, and not just like, oh, it's raining, we'll be fine. No, it was like downpouring. I mean, if you live in Florida, you know. If you don't live in Florida, well, I'm originally from Florida, so I know. And generally, rain will pass. It may take a minute, but it'll pass. And it did. However, it was about an hour and a half of just sitting in the car because it was also hot, so I didn't want to like be walking around in wet shoes, just being wet. I would have been miserable. I wouldn't have enjoyed the event. So I was like, you know what? Let's just wait until the rain passes. We got through all of the houses and territories last year with very little like time. We can do the same thing. So Tampa Bay, you start off, this park, the way that its layout is very, very strange. And the way that they had it last year is definitely not how they had it this year. And honestly, I think the way that they had it last year was a little bit better. So the one thing that I did notice that they've done this year, and I definitely don't like it. So like scare zones, they gave you the option to do scare zones. It wasn't like you had to walk through scare zones. Like some of them you did, but like most of them you had to choose to walk through them. So Stranglewood Estate is a returning house from last year. Last year it was actually one of my favorites because it's like a haunted house, literally. Like you walk into what looks like a house and, well, eerie and creepy stuff just starts happening. And the one thing though that they changed about the house is that there was this one part where you had to like crawl to get out. And yeah, I am not at an age where I feel comfortable crawling. So I was able to like bend over and just kind of walk through, which was very uncomfortable. And I should have done what Ronnie did. And Ronnie was like, he just flat out was like, I'm not getting up. No, I'm not doing that. Ronnie's also like 6'3", 6'4". I get that. However, I regret not making that decision because I also have back issues, and yeah, I was in pain the rest of the night. So again, this night just went a little foobar. And on that note, I think I need to smoke. Joints up, blunts out. Stranglewood Estate. With did Stranglewood Estate, and instead of walking through where like Sawgrass Slaughter was, which was a new scare zone, we went through like and did Iron Gwazi like area. So we walked through that way. Okay, so you have Terror Through Time, but again, you can completely bypass this, and we did because we didn't know that it was there. Up behind Springs Tap Room, like I said, you had the choice to walk through Raven's Mill. And so we did do Raven's Mill because I liked Raven's Mill last year. So I was like, oh, we've got to do it again this year. Oh, here it is. Sean, you just stopped. I almost ran into you. Oh, whoa, look at the windmill right there. Oh, hi. No, it's like an actual maze. This is cool. They've stepped it up this year with this one.
Let's go.
Oh, it smells like chainsaws in here. Oh, wow.
I'm done with you. You've been begging for mercy.
Continued on towards Shikra, where they had an actual scare zone, which I felt was perfectly placed because you had to walk through it to get to where everything else was, which was Little Nightmares. That one got me a couple times. There was a few jump scares that kind of got me. And I thought that was a really cool scare zone, actually. Little Nightmares. Whoa. They're a little alright. Oh, this one's slightly more terrifying. Oh.
Join us! Hooray, fast soldiers!
And then you had to walk through Lot Massacre, which I think that's where Raven's Mill was last year. I think. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments below. But that area where you have to like walk down a ramp and then circle around another ramp and then it brings you down at that like smokehouse area. I think that's where Raven's Mill was last year, and I think that's where the Lot Massacre territory was this year.
Get out of here!
Tree Lot Massacre, right near Shikra. We did the Cirque Ex-Scream. Cirque Ex-Scream. Try saying that 3 times fast. So we did that show, which it sounds just like what you think it would be. Cirque du Soleil, Ex-Scream, Extreme, Halloween theme. It was a lot of acrobatics, a lot of people doing like circusy type, you know, gigs and whatever. There's one in particular that I absolutely loved, and it was a new act this year, because last year there was one act that kind of messed up that I didn't see again this year, but I did see the acrobats, and this, oh, it was so good. I absolutely loved it. During the show was the guy who does like the swords in his mouth and pokes his face with things, and he had this one where he like took these corkscrew type metal things and like screwed them into his face, and I was like, huh, I'm good, because it like started in his nose and came out his mouth, and I was like, huh. So I couldn't even watch that one, actually. I couldn't, because it was just so like, meh. If you like that type of show, I definitely recommend seeing it. I enjoyed it. I would see it again. So 10 out of 10 for me there, except for, okay, maybe 9 out of 10 because of the guy with the things. Yeah, I'm good. Uprising, The Forgotten. We did that one last year. We did do that one this year. Again, it has some really good jump scares, but there's this one part where you walk through that I'm like never mentally prepared for. And I walk in and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this, when I shouldn't, because it's like to me, it's like one of the funniest parts. Room, like I said, scare zones, they gave you the option to do scare zones. One of them, you literally like walk down this like path that led nowhere, and then you had to walk back, turn back around and go back. And then it wasn't really near anything else. Like it was way in the middle of nowhere. And if you know Tampa Bay, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It was back by Kumba, and right before you get to Pantopia, and you have to walk through Pantopia to get to like the next area. So I'm not really sure, because in between where this house was, which was a new territory, Ragnar's Wrath, there was so much not happening. Like, I don't understand their thinking for this, but I digress. So if you've ever seen Vikings or The Last Kingdom on Netflix, or any shows that really kind of have to do with Vikings or the Danes, you're gonna love that scare zone. I certainly did. I thought it was a lot of fun. I wish there was more. I needed more, but I couldn't have any more. So I moved on. And then we got to my favorite house, which this was their brand new house of the year. It was the only one. Everything else had been there before. And that was Shadows of Wonderland. And it sounds exactly like you'd imagine. It was a dark Wonderland, and I'm not talking about Johnny Depp's version of the Mad Hatter or that movie. This was way different and way better. This was also the coolest house, and I mean that by like temperature wise. Like it was really, it felt so good in that house, because I mean it was kind of hot, and it had just got done raining a couple hours beforehand. So going into that house, I was like, oh my God, this air feels amazing. So that was an A+ for me on that house. And then just the imagery. Now, of course, Alice in Wonderland already has beautiful imagery, but this house was spot on. And they had a lot of nice jump scares. Oh my God, the jump scares. It was, if I could have gone through that house again, I would have, but it was literally the end of the night. We got to the front of the like queue for it, and they were already putting up the queue things and the poles and everything, and I was like, oh my God, we just made it. So I was super glad about that. When we were leaving and walking through where the elephants are, as you walk through that area going back towards the front of the park, you have Beyond the Veil Scare Zone, which they had last year, and I really liked that one. That was in a different spot last year too. It wasn't in this spot. And then from there you walked through Sawgrass Slaughter, which again, so Beyond the Veil and Sawgrass Slaughter, the scare actors were already gone because the park had actually closed, and they were telling everybody like you have to go to the front of the park. So people were just making their way to the front of the park. I forgot about Sin City Zombies, which that's exactly how it sounds. You're in like a Las Vegas kind of area, deserty. They got the Las Vegas sign thing. And then zombies. They had like a motel facade. again, for zombies. So if you've done any of those scare zones, please let me know what you thought of them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on those scare zones or any of the houses that you did. Let me know what your favorites were and leave those comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!